Live from Fox 13 Studios, this is Fox 13 News at 9.
We're happy you're with us. New tonight, President Donald Trump keeping his feud with Utah Senator Mitt Romney going and strong.
Yeah, the president did this when the Washington bureau chief for the Salt Lake Tribune, Thomas Burr, asked him a question during the daily White House briefing on coronavirus.
On Thursday, the White House announced a congressional task force on reopening America. It included every Republican senator but Mitt Romney.
Yeah.
Does that show that you're still holding a grudge against Mitt Romney?
Yeah, it does. Yeah. No, I'm not a fan of Mitt Romney at all. No, I had 52 Republican senators.
He was a governor. You don't want his advice.
Well, I just don't think, I'm not a fan of Mitt Romney. I don't really want his advice.
Senator Mitt Romney was the only Republican senator to vote guilty on the first article of impeachment during the president's impeachment trial earlier this year. Late last week, President Trump announcing his three-phase plan to allow state and local officials to reopen local economies.
But the first step is testing. Fox's Christina Coleman shows us the White House's push to ramp up that testing.
As parts of the country are expected to start reopening in the coming days and weeks, the Trump administration remains focused on testing, saying it's the best way to determine when it's truly safe for local officials to implement the president's three-step phase to reopen the country.
America continues to make steady progress in our war against the virus. As of today, we've tested 4.18 million Americans.
And to ensure widespread testing, President Trump says they're procuring large quantities of the necessary testing supplies.
We're close to finalizing a second partnership through which a U.S. manufacturer would convert its existing plant to produce over 10 million additional swabs per month.
And on Monday, Vice President Mike Pence, the head of the coronavirus task force, will be talking to the nation's governors to come up with improved strategies for local testing.
We're going to continue to scale that testing and then work with governors to make sure that they can manage and implement and deploy that testing in the manner that will most support their efforts to move their states forward.
Meanwhile, pressure is mounting for local governments to loosen restrictions and reopen non-essential businesses, many struggling to stay afloat since stay-at-home orders forced them to close their doors.
Open up, Colorado!
Reopen! And more protests popping up around the country as people push for a return to normalcy.
We want our elected officials to start thinking more critically about this, start changing course right now.
The president is urging Congress to pass an additional $250 billion in funding to bolster the tapped-out Paycheck Protection Program, which provides loans to small businesses during the shutdown. Lawmakers say they are close to making a deal. In Los Angeles, Christina Coleman, Fox News.
Also in world news, at least 17 people were killed in a mass shooting across Nova Scotia today. One of the victims is a member of the Royal Canadian Mounted Police. Authorities say the alleged shooter, 51-year-old Gabriel Wortman, disguised himself as a police officer when he went on his rampage. That suspect was eventually shot and killed by police.
This is an extremely difficult day for the RCMP and for the families who have been affected by these tragedies. We are in the early stages of an incredibly detailed and complex investigation that has forever changed countless lives.
A second officer was also shot, but they are expected to recover. There's been no immediate word on the gunman's motive. This was the deadliest attack in Canada in 30 years.
Today marks the 25th anniversary of the Oklahoma City terror attack. 168 people were killed in the bombing of the Alfred P. Murrah Federal Building on this day back in 1995. Several hundred more people were hurt. The man behind the bombing, Timothy McVeigh, was convicted and eventually executed by lethal injection. Because of social distancing, loved ones were not able to gather at the site in remembrance. People turned out in protective face coverings to put flowers on the memorials for each of the victims and then left bouquets at the monuments built in their honor. The annual reading of victims' names was pre-recorded, along with remarks by political leaders.
Still to come, it's a tough time for teens, and we'll show you how one church leader is bringing teenagers together and keeping them safe.
Hang on to some rain showers for some of us, then a big-time warm-up. I'll show you in the forecast.
Fox 13's Tamara Vaifanua, part of Utah's #1 news team. The Flame, The Flow, Banshee,
These ultimate taggers are after you.
We have a group of lunatics here that are extremely willing to sacrifice your body.
They're intense, strong, and a little crazy.
You see how happy I am right now?
This summer,
this is one of the only times I wish I had a step stool.
Don't get caught.
Welcome to the fastest, craziest, most intense game you've ever seen.
Ultimate Tag premieres Wednesday, May 20th on Fox.
IFA Step 2 Weed Feed Fertilizer is formulated locally and is designed to control weeds, fertilize, and give you a dark green lawn.
IFA Country Stores has great buys on varieties of locally grown flowers and vegetable starts. IFA Country Stores, helping to grow the things you love.
Coming together makes us stronger, and Ford is built to lend a hand. Contact your Ford dealer, an essential part of your community, to find out more about home delivery and other vehicle service options. After all, you have a lot to take care of. Let us help take care of you. Find out more at Ford.com. Now get 0% financing for up to 84 months with 3 months deferred across Ford's complete lineup. That's just part of how your local Ford stores are built to lend a hand.
With most dating shows,
I, of course, never thought I'd be 41 and single.
First comes love, then comes marriage.
Here's to a love story.
But May 21st, Christy wants to put a baby in the baby carriage.
I'm ready. Let's have some kids.
15 daddy wannabes
Sudden fatherhood is terrifying.
compete for love and then some.
What labor actually feels like.
Hosted by Kristen Davis.
I want an invitation to the baby shower. Done.
Labor of Love delivers May 21st on Fox.
Everything in our garage is inspired by our racing spirit. Race in for a great deal on the Honda Pilot. Only at the Honda Dream Garage Spring Event.
Fox 13 News is now streaming live on Roku and Fire TV. Getting up-to-the-minute local news is more important than ever. Just look for the KSTU Fox 13 News channel and watch all our newscasts streaming live. Let's connect. You're watching Fox 13 News. Let's connect.
Welcome back. Teens right now are missing out on a lot of milestones because of the pandemic. And to help them during this difficult time, a Salt Lake City church hosted a youth drive-in concert and worship service. Fox 13's Max Roth takes us to their night of hope.
12 churches coming together for what they call a night of hope.
Right now we're in a rough and a tough situation, just like Jesus was from the beginning of time.
Since they can't gather like they used to, they're doing it from the comfort of their own cars.
We would have never imagined that 12 churches would come together for a night like this, but an opportunity came up and we were able to be creative in a time of crisis to have hope.
Drive-in services were organized by Capital Church in an effort to bring hope to the youth when they say they need it most.
We put our hope and trust in the living God, so come and do it, Jesus. Would you come and bring healing? Would you come and bring down this virus in Jesus' name?
A message sent to those feeling anxious, isolated, and disappointment. You're not alone.
It's definitely non-traditional. It's something that's probably never been done here in Salt Lake City before, but desperate times call for desperate measures.
It brought around 250 teens to the lot and a total of 350 to 400 people.
We miss the community. We miss seeing people and seeing friends and being together. So we're excited tonight to at least be in close proximity to people we love and know.
It's always darkest before the dawn, and so we know that even though we're in a dark time right now, that there's hope on the way.
Max Roth, Fox 13 News, Utah.
Such a special and safe gathering. Capital Church says they will hold another drive-in service at a later date, and we'll keep you updated on that when we learn more on our website, fox13now.com. Still ahead, the future of working from home could play out much longer than this pandemic. How what we're doing now could shape the way we work in the future.
Coming up at sports, we have another round of highlights from home, plus news on former Ute Andrew Bogut, and we'll hear from BYU's Troy Warner, who's ready for his senior season at BYU, and a chance to follow his brother's footsteps in the NFL. Time to SmackDown!
Will Ryan Rhino squash Banana?
Do you want to fight me? What kind of show is this?
Can Kitty hop over Frog with an epic slow jam?
That's why I love you, so don't be afraid. That performance was lit!
The Masked Singer.
Wednesday at 7 on Fox 13.
It's the perfect recipe for your afternoon.
The Place at 1 p.m.,
Followed by Dr. Oz at 2.
Smells good.
Weekdays starting at 1, right here on Fox 13.
Challenging times remind us what's truly important. And at America First, what matters most is the well-being of our members, employees, and the communities we serve. We have always been a collection of people helping people. And now, more than ever, we're here to serve you and help meet your financial needs. So wherever you find yourself, and whatever you, your family, or your business needs, we're here to help.
As our community faces new challenges, Master Muffler is here for you. To accommodate those who are staying home during these unprecedented times, we're providing complimentary vehicle pickup and drop-off when your vehicle needs repair or service. Maybe your brakes squeal, grind, or your pedal feels soft or pulsates. Master Muffler will inspect your brakes at no charge. And if they need more than a cleaning, we're offering $80 off brake replacements. You depend a lot on your car. We make sure it's dependable. Master Muffler, we maintain the vehicle to your freedom.
Just when you thought you were done painting, you discover paint bleed under your tape. Not with Frog Tape. Frog Tape is the only painter's tape treated with patented Paint Block technology. Paint Block reacts with the water in latex paint to form a micro barrier against paint bleed, giving you the sharpest lines possible. Get professional results with Frog Tape. No messy lines, no paint bleed. For sharp lines, every time, Frog it.
What do we got?
Missing boy.
We have a boy approximately 45 feet down an uncapped well pipe.
How long can you last down there?
Gear up. Sending you down there.
It's gonna be okay. They're coming to get you.
911, all new this Monday on Fox. Fox 13's Scott McKay, part of Utah's #1 news team.
COVID-19 is hitting the Navajo Nation particularly hard. There are more than 1,200 cases, 44 deaths. 4 of those cases are in San Juan County. The chief medical officer of the Navajo Area Indian Health Service believes the Navajo Nation hasn't hit its peak yet. Last month's $2 trillion stimulus package included $500 million in relief efforts for Indian Affairs and $8 billion for tribes.
The coronavirus has changed this country's workforce in profound and unsettling ways. But what happens after this pandemic is over? Chris Conti takes a look at why some experts say the way Americans work may not ever be the same.
She was feeling really sad, and I had the same kind of conversations with her.
As a high school biology teacher, this is the one place Mariah Toomey never imagined would become her classroom.
But if you could be flexible with her in terms of like due dates, that would be really helpful.
Crammed inside a one-bedroom apartment in the middle of downtown Boston.
I'm used to like being up and moving and interacting with them and not being like behind a computer seated all day, and that's like been my reality since we closed.
Like millions of other Americans, working from home was never a possibility for Mariah until now. And while it's no substitute for the classroom, she's still able to teach.
I've actually been in contact with some kids like a lot more than I was kind of in school.
You also lose the kind of the human interaction that just comes with the smiling face, a warm greeting, a hearty hello.
That is Steve Pemberton. He's the Chief Human Resources Officer for WorkHuman. They have spent years studying how this nation works.
This is not going to be a matter, Chris, of somehow we ring the bell and then, it's kind of like we get the all clear and then, humanity goes back to doing things the way that we did them.
On the other side of the epidemic, Steve believes many companies will find themselves re-examining work-from-home policies.
You begin to realize, no, you didn't lose anything in the way of productivity because you didn't have a choice.
It's not just productivity. With coronavirus keeping countless people home, it's also kept them out of their cars. Steve thinks many companies will see the positive impact the epidemic is having on congestion in major metropolitan areas, pushing some businesses to say, maybe we don't need people commuting as much.
It's going to change things profoundly because part of this realization is going to be that the way we were is what got us to where we are.
And many companies spend tens, even hundreds of thousands of dollars a year on office space. Once the epidemic is over, they may decide they no longer need that physical space.
There's no facet of work that this has not touched and won't touch for the foreseeable future.
I'm not feeling like I'm providing like the same level of education online.
For teachers like Mariah Toomey, who never thought they'd be working from home, this epidemic has provided a lesson in resiliency.
And just like missing seeing kids every day, missing like colleague interaction, so that's like been hard too.
In Boston, I'm Chris Conti reporting.
In entertainment news, actor Mark Wahlberg is partnering with a Detroit business to help COVID-19 patients communicate with their loved ones. The Wahlberg Foundation teamed up with a local auto dealership to donate 1,100 tablets to a hospital system in the Motor City. Wahlberg says this donation is a way to give back to the people he's gotten to know during his previous hospital visits. Ashton Kutcher and his wife Mila Kunis are partnering with a wine company for a COVID-19 fundraiser. The quarantine-themed wine is from Knocking Point. Profits from the wine will go to one of 4 charities helping people get through the pandemic. And check this one out. Basketball legend, my man Shaquille O'Neal and Papa John's showing some love for frontline food workers in a new hashtag Hats Off campaign. Shaq telling people on social media to hang their hats on their front doors as a symbol of support to all the food workers keeping us fed. The company announced last month it is hiring up to 20,000 workers and drivers as home delivery demands surge.
That's incredible. And speaking of home delivery, we're getting our weather delivered from Rick Bolton's home.
Yeah, that's right. And we've got all the technology to do it. Yeah, live here from the basement. Looking forward to this week as we're going to be seeing some nice temperatures across the state. A couple of hiccups, though, where we do have some showers still impacting southern Utah. Another chance of some rain hitting the north that we need to talk about. But first, let's take a look at your current conditions across first southern Utah. We're in St. George right now. We've got mostly cloudy skies. Temperatures still in the 60s now. Afternoon highs in the Dixie area. Well, you reached the mid-70s today. Right now in Salt Lake City, we're still holding on to a few clouds. Really not any rain, though. Currently, we're seeing mid-50s as we're expecting to find overnight lows dipping down into the 40s. Now, here is a graphic I haven't used for the past several months. This is our watering guide. Yeah, if you go to website www.conservewater.utah.gov, it gives you the recommendation how many times you should be watering your lawn. As you look, extreme southern Utah, that light blue, Washington, Kane, San Juan counties, the recommendations that you should water your lawn at least once this week. Everywhere else, no watering. Yeah, we're not at that point yet, even though it's a little tempting. I've had a few friends say they're tempted to turn on the sprinklers because it has been dry and their lawns have been drying out. But let's take a look at our possibility of getting some rain for those lawns as we look at our future precipitation computer model here, where, again, we're focusing on the rain that will fall over the next 48 hours as we push from tonight through tomorrow morning, southern Utah getting into the mix. And as we progress throughout the day, Monday morning throughout the evening, we keep it across southern Utah, avoiding the Dixie area, avoiding most of extreme southern Utah. But as you can see, Wayne County over towards Cedar City definitely could see a possibility of some showers. And then tomorrow night through Tuesday, boy, you just kind of cut the state in half there. Southern Utah definitely getting hit by another storm as we'll keep it fairly wet here for the next couple of days. Now for northern Utah, we're pushing away the clouds, and that will allow actually to see some sunshine starting off on your Monday. But overnight, we'll keep the shower threat going. As you can see, those showers impacting areas such as Cedar City over towards Bryce Canyon, moving further north near Fillmore. And then the clouds, again, as you look in Ogden, moving down towards Salt Lake City, they're clearing out quite nicely. Now our next storm, which will have an impact across the south, is pushing on towards the California coast. That moves its way towards the state. So as we look at your forecast then overnight, specifically focusing in along the Wasatch Front, hour by hour forecast, again with those temperatures getting down into the low to mid 40s. I mentioned the sunshine. Yeah, we're going to see a lot of sunny skies, at least for northern Utah in the forecast for tomorrow. But then as you make your way through central into southern Utah, We'll have a decent chance of seeing some isolated mountain showers. Could spill over into the valleys. We're not going to see widespread precipitation. That threat will increase, though, and become more widespread tomorrow night through Tuesday morning, even for the Dixie area. But ahead of that, we'll be seeing increasing clouds for St. George, 70s with that chance of rain even into Tuesday. Then it's 80s. And then close to 90 degrees by the weekend. Yeah, once we get past those storms by Tuesday for southern Utah, it's going to be several days before we see any activity there. Now, for northern Utah, we got that rain on Thursday. Temperatures close to 70 degrees, though, Tuesday and Wednesday. A little cooler on Friday, then heading into the weekend. It's kind of a high-pressure cooker there. Temperatures quickly climb into the upper 70s. So temperatures quickly springing back, and next weekend looks to be very nice.
All right, Jeff, you're here. Give me my fix. I need some good sports news. I need something right now.
Well,
Tonight
we actually have some news to talk about.
I love that
today. Yeah, former Utah Ute Andrew Bogut was planning to retire from basketball after playing with the Australia team in 2020 in the Olympics in Tokyo. Now that those games have been moved to next summer, Bogut has a decision to make: stay competitive for another year or retire now. Bogut played in Australia the past 2 seasons, but after 15 years in professional basketball, 35-year-old said he isn't sure he can train and discipline in order to stay that way for the next year. He said right now he's enjoying spending time with his 2 boys and wife, but he expects to make a decision in mid-May. Bogut was the College Basketball Player of the Year in 2005 with the Utes just before he was the #1 overall pick in the NBA draft. BYU's Troy Warner is working out 6 days a week to stay ready when the Cougars do return to practice, and he's hoping his hard work will help the Cougars this fall, and with his chances of following his big brother Fred's footsteps into the NFL, where he's been a star with the 49ers.
By the success that he's having in the NFL, because he's just been such a hard worker his whole life, and I think that he deserves everything that he has. And at the end of the day, the goal is to go to the NFL and to do exactly what he's doing. And he's been such a big help to me. He's helped, kind of shift my mentality.
Yeah, we'll have much more on Troy Warner coming up tonight on the Fox 13 Sports page. We'll hear what he expects from the Cougars next season. We'll also hear from Utah's Leki Fotu as he gets ready for the NFL Draft, plus Mike Conley after winning the NBA's Horse Challenge. And we'll check in with the Salt Lake Bees. Well, it's time for you to shine. Here's another round of highlights from home. This is Noah Wardle, a great shot from the porch to the hoop, 55-foot shot. And this is Ryder Mortensen from the East High School baseball team, nice swing. And Trayson Robinson from Ridgefield, throwing a fat whip, according to his mom. Well, I agree, pretty awesome there. Yeah, who's next on Highlights from Home? Send your videos to sports@fox13now.com. And check this out, they're playing baseball with no fans in the stands in the Chinese Professional Baseball League, which is based in Taiwan. But after Henry Sosa beat Kuyo Yen Wen, the bench is cleared. They're the Monkeys and Guardians, and they went at it. Not a good example of social distancing. There was some pushing and shoving, but no one was injured or ejected from the game. I'm just happy we have some live highlights to talk about tonight, even though it was just a pushing and shoving.
It looks like he hit him with a changeup, Jeff.
Yeah,
it looked like a fastball. It's so anticlimactic without any of the fans creeping over.
I heard they have robot fans at that stadium.
That's what's coming up next year, America. Watch out. Thank you, Jeff. We'll be right back.
So generally, I like to lay my talks out and just try to
Your heating and cooling system should battle the weather, not your wallet. With the Advantage program, get worry-free heating and cooling for no money down and one low monthly payment that covers everything, including maintenance and repairs. Call Barlow Service Experts at 866-EXPERTS.
We here at RC Willey want you to know we are mindful of you, our loyal customers, during this difficult time. We remain committed to helping you and your families safely enjoy the comforts of home. Essential items, including appliances, are in stock. If you have an urgent need in your home, we are ready to help. You can shop online or call the nearest store. This is a time to focus on your family and relax in your home. RC Willey is here to help. Thank you and be safe.
In a time when we can't all gather around a table, we can still come together as a community. We're Open Utah is a partnership between Fox 13 and our local restaurants and businesses with one goal, getting them through this tough time. Every day, we'll help shine a light on the businesses that make up our community. We'll tell their stories, rally around those who are keeping the grills going and the businesses operating. Fox 13 is committed to bringing you those stories and giving our local businesses a voice in our newscasts, on our website, mobile app, and social media sites. If you're a business supporting our community, we want to hear from you. Please go to fox13now.com/open to submit your video or comments and let us know how your business or organization is evolving. As you find ways to support your local businesses, share your photos and stories with us at #OpenUtah, because now more than ever, we all need to be open.
Together, we must help our community stop the spread of COVID-19, also known as coronavirus. The best way we can do this is to follow social distancing guidelines by staying home whenever possible and staying at least 6 feet away from other people. We have the power to protect ourselves from contracting COVID-19 by avoiding close contact with others, not touching your face, washing your hands, coughing into your elbow, and disinfecting surfaces.
Fox 13 is committed to helping our community during the COVID-19 pandemic. If you have questions or concerns, please call the Utah Coronavirus Hotline at 1-800-456-7707 or visit coronavirus.utah.gov. Thank you for watching Fox 13, and remember, we'll get through this together.
Join Fox 13's Lexi Johnson bright and early on Good Day Utah.
Finally on Fox 13, here in Utah, we are incredibly fortunate to have a lot of passionate journalists.
A shining example of that is KSL's Keith McCord. He is signing off the air for his last time tonight. After 39 years of covering a range of topics, Keith has worked tirelessly to empower Utahns by keeping them informed. Through the decades, he's shown his commitment to our community. We wish him a happy retirement and thank him for his dedication to journalism.
Thanks for watching Fox 13 News at 9. Quickcast is coming up next, and don't go anywhere because Sports Page is still ahead.
Have a good night.